Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shaira and I post planner and lettering videos on this channel. So normally on Sundays, I do upload my sticker plan with me's, like my vertical memory plan with me's, but this time I wanted to kind of upload this before we got too deep into the month. But I did do an August setup in my bullet journal. As you can see, I am still using the same bullet journal I started the year off with. I'm just about halfway through. I think as the pandemic kind of rolled in, I kind of haven't been heavily planning. I've started doing that again more recently. But I do require less pages as a whole than I did last year. So normally by June or July, I'll kind of run out of my notebook and then I'll transition into the later half of the year. But I think this year, with just kind of a good couple of months being a total wash, I might be able to use this full notebook for the entire year of 2020. So this month for August, I am doing a sunflower theme. Sunflowers are actually my favorite flower. I kind of think of them as this late summer, early fall thing, so I figured I could use them for August. I am using the Archer and Olive Acrylograph pens. If you haven't seen it yet, I did post a first impression / review of them. So this was really where I got to put it to the test in a full-on spread. So I have used this in the bullet journal before, but not for setting up an entire month or anything. So I used up a lot of the yellows. So there were 3 shades of yellows. I believe it might have been one from each set. So I used one in the primary section, one in the tropical, and then one in the jewel collection. But I'll link all of them below. So what I basically did is use the lightest yellow to do the main petals, and then I shaded some darker sections with the middle yellow, and then the darkest yellow was more so for the accent, so a lot of shadows, just finer details in the drawing. So you'll kind of see me do that there. I had to shake the colors a lot to really get more ink out. Definitely different than other paint pens. You guys might have seen me use the Posca paint markers before. I don't have to shake them as much as this. You just have to do it in the beginning. But yeah, if you want a further in-depth, more review of this, I'll kind of link the video where I had my first impressions and review on somewhere on here, and then in the description box below as well. But yeah, so I figured I'd kind of walk you through how I drew them in the beginning, and then I draw a lot more of these sunflowers later on, so I did just speed up the process the more times I kind of repeated it. But yeah, so here just using the lightest yellow, and then the inside part, which you can see there, is the middle shade yellow, and then they mostly blend in really easily. I did draw everything in pencil first. The markers can cover most of pencil really easily because it is a paint pen. However, there are some parts where the pen might smudge with the paint, because it is basically like putting wet paint on top of pencil marks. So I did have to erase some of them beforehand just so that I don't have to deal with them later or have to figure out covering them up later. So kind of to contrast the sunflowers, I did add some green leaves. I used a couple of shades of green here. And then I also tried to draw lavender, which I don't know if it kind of reflects, but I figured since purple was a complementary color to yellow, I did just want to add that. But so since I'm mostly just drawing here, I'm just going to put music behind this and I'll come back to you guys later. So like I said, I used two different colors of green to kind of just add some more depth to the drawing. So the first green, I believe, is from the primary set, and then the second one is one of the greens that comes in the jewel set. I did also use gray for the stalks of lavender, and then the purple that I used, I believe, is from the tropical pack. I wish these markers had actual names so I could actually point you guys to the right direction, but they don't. So here I'm also using a black Pilot Super Tips to just kind of add some accents. I know the drawing was kind of shifted up on the page, so I just added this little swirly on the bottom. I could have totally moved it around, but by the time I had drawn all of the base of my sunflowers, I kind of really liked where it looked and everything, so I just wanted to balance that out a little bit. The Super Tips also don't have color names on them, but this is the darkest black. So going into the next page, I did do my monthly on one page instead of two, which I used to always do, just because there's way less plans right now given the pandemic. In California, a lot of things are still shut down and all that, so I did just want to kind of have a smaller calendar. I added a section on the bottom to really add in like events and stuff like that if they happen to not fit in the calendar view. But for the most part, I did just add these same sunflower drawings that I did before. By the way, to learn how to draw these sunflowers, I followed a kind of bullet journal tutorial from InPrint. I believe her name's Aska, but she had this one tutorial on Instagram where she showed just kind of how she builds out the base of sunflowers, and then I just kind of tried it for myself, and I'll totally link that below as well. So I'm just using the same Super Tips and the lettering style that I did on the cover to add the month on top here. And then I just used my Muji gel pen, which is one of my favorite pens, to write the days out. On the next page, I'm adding in some goals for the month just to kind of highlight them, as well as my habit tracker. So I haven't needed like a full-on like page habit tracker. I don't know if I've ever posted it, but I've shown kind of my habit tracker be like a little sidebar, like those Dutch door pages and all that. But so I just wanted to kind of create this really decorative divider in the middle. So I drew the sunflower with these leaves, and I'm just speeding through this way faster than before because you guys have seen me draw sunflowers so many times by now. And I did just add the same lavender there. So here I'm just lettering out goals up top, habits on the bottom, and drawing little calendars to mark down 4 different habits that I'm tracking, which is working out, cooking, cleaning, and socials. And then I'm just going to write out all of the months in there. I don't think I've mentioned this in this video, but I have mentioned this before. I like seeing my calendar view, as in the monthly view, with Sunday first. But when it comes to my weeklies, I start with Monday. So that is kind of just a difference there of just how I like to do things. Here, going into a weekly, this is actually 2 weeks on like one spread, so 1 page per week, I guess. And so I'm just drawing this kind of half sunflower in the middle as an accent, and then I'm using this lavender Super Tips to kind of add these dots so I can write in the date, and then I'm gonna letter in the days of the week right next to them, and just using that same Super Tips I started with, kind of roughly the same lettering style as well as when I did the month glance previously. So I'm just going to wrap that up really quickly, and that's pretty much my entire spread. Actually, I'm just going to write the dates themselves, and I'm going to flip through all of it just so you can see what the entire thing looks like. I really like how this spread overall came out, especially the cover page. I just really like it. So I just love how it accents the simplicity of the spreads that I do need nowadays, now that there's not really as much going on as before. But yeah, don't worry, I'll be uploading a sticker memory plan with me also pretty soon, probably in the next few days. So I definitely did not forget about that. But I hope you guys did enjoy watching this bullet journal with me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.